with me now. Come with me now.
Hello, Grand Rapids hockey fans, and welcome to another upcoming season of Grand Rapids Thunderhawks hockey. My name is Tim Howell, founder and CEO of GRHS Hockey Online, and this is your 2014-2015 Grand Rapids Thunderhawks season preview. Now, let's start with the obvious. The Thunderhawks lost a couple of incredibly talented players to graduation. Avery Peterson, the school's all-time leading scorer, and second Mr. Hockey winner. He's off doing good things at Nebraska Omaha already. Scored a couple goals a couple weekends ago. Things going well for Avery out there. And then Hunter Shepard, one of the best goalies ever statistically to play in Grand Rapids. He faced a ton of shots last year, still put up really good numbers, and won the Frank Brimsek Award, the only Grand Rapids goaltender to ever win such an award. How do you replace two of these cats? It's going to be difficult. The Thunderhawks are going to have to do things as a team, but don't forget, they have a really good returning core of players from last season's team. A lot of them going to be juniors this year, and that starts with Mitchell Matson. He scored 37 points last year, 11 of those being goals, and in the summer, he committed to the University of North Dakota, and he is a big-time playmaker. He's got a big frame. He can cause problems in front of the net, and he's looked really, really good already this fall. Jonah Bischoff is back. This is his third season. He played as a freshman last season, second on the team in scoring as a sophomore with 40 points. Those two, Mitchell Matson and Jonah Bischoff, both played in the Elite League, and so did Alex Adams, who had a big year last year, 24 points, but he scored the biggest goal of the season, the overtime playoff thriller against Forest Lake. Those are three really good players to start with, and we'll kind of continue to break down exactly on this roster who to look for and maybe a couple of the newcomers that you're going to notice right away because it's very likely that they're going to see some ice time. But let's start to take a look at the schedule. So things open up a week from today. Yeah, Tuesday, the 25th of November over in Bemidji. Bemidji's got a good ice hockey team, guys and girls. They will be a great opening night test for Grand Rapids, having to go on the road to play Bemidji. Probably the favorite, if not, a top 2 or 3 with Moorhead and Roseau in Section 8AA right now. And then the Saturday after Thanksgiving, Grand Rapids heads to Forest Lake, their first section opponent of the year. Now, it's hard to say because we just don't know what we're going to get so early in the season. But we start 2 road games and 2 big ones. If we can split those, Thunderhawks can go 1-1. Might be in good shape because the boys will come to the IRA Civic Center December 2nd. It's a Tuesday night. Opens the home schedule up against Virginia Mountain Iron Buell, and then we're going to stay in town for a bit, okay? Roseau on the 5th of December, Warroad on the 6th, Duluth Marshall the 12th, and Lakeville North the 13th. That's right, 5 consecutive home games, 4 of which will be broadcast online on 1320 KOZY's website, kozyradio.com, and locally on 1320 KOZY. So you get through that. The 2 road games to start the year, 5 home games against. Now let's break this down real quick. Virginia, hard to say what you're going to get there. Roseau, it's going to be a good hockey team. Warroad, they lost a lot from last year, but they're still the Warroad Warriors. Duluth Marshall, a perennial threat in Class A, and Lakeville North, basically the 1A or the 1B to start the season, whether you want to take them or Edina in the top spot. Both outstanding hockey teams. So some good tests early, and really one of the more difficult schedules Grand Rapids has had in recent years, and it probably comes at a great time with young kids who can get real-life experience, what they're gonna need to do to be successful right away in the opening weeks of the season. And that all leads up to the fun annual trip to the cities, the Edina Classic at Braemar Arena. All 3 of those games are going to be streamed online by PSB Media here in Minnesota. That'll be fun to be able to watch. KOZY is going to hit 2 of those as well. Edina, Eden Prairie, and a big section game against the 7AA favorites, or co-favorites maybe, the Elk River Elks. That is the 18th, 19th, and 20th of December. And then we start playing those games that you're maybe a little more used to with the Edina Classic there, and then Cloquet after the Edina Classic. Then we're into the Perpich North-South Challenge. Wrap up December and the 2014 part of the season with Matamidi, St. Francis, and Brainerd at home the 29th through the 31st of December. Then this is where the schedule gets more challenging and looks a little more interesting. The Thunderhawks will play Friday, Saturday, 2-game sets down in the Twin Cities twice in the month of January. And that starts the 2nd and the 3rd. Andover and Hopkins are the opponents. Then we come back the next week with Hermantown and Duluth East, both on the road. The following week, it's Cloquet and Hibbing at the IRA Civic Center. And then the 23rd and 24th, I got this circle on the calendar as the most exciting weekend of the year potentially, at Wayzata and at White Bear Lake. That's a good test late in the season to see where this team has come from day one. They'll also go to Moorhead, final road game of the year on January 31st, and then they come back home February 6th and 10th, International Falls in Duluth-Denfeld, to round out the schedule. You can hear the whole thing unfold day one at Bemidji. It's a week from today, 1320 KOZY and KOZYradio.com. Now I look at this schedule, which is challenging, and I look at where Grand Rapids has weaknesses. They lost a really, really high-end goaltender. How are they going to fill that void? It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. They also were a little soft on the backside last year because they had a lot of young defensemen. Well, those young defensemen are a year older. I look at a Connor LaRocque. I look at a Dalton Anderson. A couple of seniors that could really be leaders on this team and are going to need to be. What can they do? Jack Donnell was wonderful at times on the back end last year. He's going to be a junior this year. How's that going to go? Then you focus on 2 incoming names. Now, this Bantam team from last year, the Bantam AA team at Grand Rapids, you may remember, phenomenal. State champions at one level and 3rd place at another, kind of the way Bantams are broke down. There's a Maha, Minnesota state tournament and a VFW post-state tournament. Grand Rapids won one and took 3rd in the other. And they got 2 kids in the names of Micah Miller and John Stampahar that have already played well in the preseason but need to be a big part of this Grand Rapids team going forward if the Thunderhawks are to be successful in 2014-2015. Now, it's customary of us to make a preseason prediction, and we're typically not that far off, but this year it's kind of a wild card, kind of a crapshoot because of the challenging road games. I mean, my goodness, let's look at the away schedule. It's at Bemidji, at Forest Lake, and then Edina, Eden Prairie, Elk River, down at Braemar, at Cloquet, at Andover, Hopkins, Hermantown, Duluth East, Wayzata, White Bear Lake, and Moorhead. There is nobody in the state of Minnesota that is going to say the Thunderhawks have a soft schedule. I do look at the home slate and think these are Grand Rapids is going to make hay, as they typically do. Virginia, Roseau Warroad, Duluth Marshall, Lakeville North, Matamidi, St. Francis, Brainerd, Cloquet, Hibbing, International Falls, Duluth-Denfeld. I see Grand Rapids doing very well. Maybe 2 losses. That would mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10-2 is our projected home record for Grand Rapids this year just because of you guys, the fans. You always make that environment just so fun, and the boys really feed off of that in their new locker room. They're going to be excited when they're at home. We see a 10-2 home schedule. But now we run through these away games, and they're challenging. Let's go with a split in the first 2, at Bemidji and at Forest Lake. The Edina Classic, if we can get a win down there, that's always great. Let's say that's 3. At Cloquet is 4, and then, oh my goodness, things get tough. If we can win, 3 maybe out of those last 7, that would put us at 5. I'm going to go with a tie in there. So 14 overall regular season wins, 9 losses, and 2 ties. Let's make it 2 ties. 14, 9, and 2. That is our projected Grand Rapids Thunderhawks record this year. And as always, fellas, go ahead. I mean, one year I projected the Thunderhawks to win 20 games, and they won more than that. I think they won 23 back in 2010. The Duluth East overtime loss that we'll never forget. Just a couple more things here in this Grand Rapids opening season preview. There is an alumni game. It is set for the 26th, the day after Christmas, 6 p.m. start time at the IRA Civic Center in Grand Rapids. Please sign up, alumni, at GRHSHockey.com. And then recently announced, this is kind of fun, the middle game down at the Edina Classic. It's a Friday night in December. To be very specific, it's December 19th against Eden Prairie at Braemar Arena. We will be having a Grand Rapids Thunderhawks fan viewing party at Toivo's right there in Grand Rapids. It's going to be a fun event. Going to have some food and drink specials. Going to have some prizes. And we'll watch the stream on PSP Media, and we'll chat through social media. We'll take photos. It's going to be a fun night. More on that as we get closer. The season is upon us, and as a Minnesota Vikings coach once said, enjoy the season.